I love horror media a lot, especially horror games. I always feel as the immersion of having control over a character or in a scary situation can make anything scarier. I remember when I was younger, I would watch a lot of people play VR games and think that it really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, you're just putting something on your head and putting it close to your eyes. But when I finally got a VR for Christmas one year, one of the first few games I got was Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. And that game was infinitely scarier than not only any other Five Nights at Freddy's game I had played up to that point, but even scarier to any other game or playthrough I'd seen. Now, this video isn't on Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, but I just wanted to give a little example as to how the gaming medium can help boost the immersion and experience when it comes to horror in a way that a book or a movie can't. Now, forced horror is not new. Many games have you take control of a character and either hunt something in the woods, like that one Bigfoot game everyone used to play a few years back, or you go around and perform tasks, such as Fears to Fathom, Ironbark Lookout, which is a game I actually previously played on this channel and ranked in a video if you want to go check that out. But what about another Firewatch horror game? One where every decision you make and everything you see makes you question what is even happening, if you can even trust who's on the other end of the radio. Of course, I'm talking about the underrated hit indie 2017 horror game, Do You Copy? Do You Copy is actually part of a horror series called A Gracewind Tale. Currently, there are 3 games in total. There was Do You Copy, which is a game I'm going to talk about in this video, and 2 other games, one a spin-off being Midnight Shift, and the other being a sequel named The Leeds Murder. Now, in this video, we're just going to focus on Do You Copy, and if this gains enough traction, or let's say 10 likes, I'll talk about the sequel and the spin-off game in another video. Getting onto the game, Do You Copy puts you in the position of being a forest ranger taking the night shift in a watchtower. Everything seems normal as you look out onto the lake and listen to all the wildlife until you get something coming through your radio. It sounds like a distressed hiker asking for help and claiming something is chasing him. Throughout the game, you must think quickly and use the tools and references in your tower to guide the hiker to safety. Many of the references you use will be listening to where the hiker is describing his location, going over to your map, and pinning a little pin and string to track his spot so you can tell him the safest and fastest spot to get to you. While talking to the hiker though, you can get a different yet familiar sounding voice coming through the radio. Now it sounds just like the hiker you were talking to, but at the same time it sounds off. The voice sounds way too calm and deadpan for it to be the same guy who was just freaking out about being chased by a wild animal a few moments ago. Anytime you try to respond to the voice, you'll hear the hiker say something along the lines of, "I didn't say anything. You alright up there?" Throughout the game, you'll see a lot of weird instances between you, the hiker, and this mysterious new voice that seems to be mimicking the hiker. There are a lot of different endings in this game, but let me go over the one that most people will probably get. After guiding the hiker through the woods, he will come at a crossroads and asking for which way to go. Based on the description of his location, he had come from the mine, wrapped around the lake, and is now at a crossroad to your tower and the empty Tower 2 that your coworker left a few hours ago. Now, like any normal person, since something is chasing him, you'll probably send him to you. You'll invite him to you because 1, you can save him, and 2, you could both possibly fight off or defend against whatever is chasing him. Now, as he gets closer to you, he starts to tell you that he doesn't know where he is and he needs a sign to know where to go. Now, you may remember earlier that there's a light switch outside of your watchtower, so you'll flip it on and you'll hear the hiker say, "Yes, I can see it. Oh, thank God, I'm gonna be here soon." Now, You may think it's all fine, but a few moments later, you'll hear the voice again. He might say something along the lines of, "Run," or "You're going to die out here." As you try to go to the radio, the light in your cabin will start flickering and shaking, and hear the pounding on your door and screech of something inhuman as you turn around and see glowing red eyes and horns staring at you, trying to claw its way into your watchtower. And then the game fades to black. You see a news article saying that there's been more disappearances in Gracewind Park, where you and the hiker are gone. Now, that's the first ending in the game, and I'll get to the other ending soon, but you might be asking yourself, what was that thing? What attacked you at the very end? Now, this is the Goat Man, or the Gracewind Monster, as many of the articles and drawings you'll see in your watchtower. The Goat Man is also what was mimicking the hiker's voice. After dying to it, you finally understand that whatever was chasing the hiker is also what caused the other campers to go missing, and what's been talking to you on the radio the whole time. Throughout the game, you get many hints of the existence of the Goat Man. You'll see the articles and drawings I pointed out earlier. You'll hear screams and roars that are similar to the ones you hear when the Goat Man kills you in the ending. You'll also see him bring down a tree and chase the hiker away from getting to your tower. And the final one being a pair of dark orange eyes staring at you from the woods, only to vanish once you look at them. Now, not much explanation is given on the Goat Man, but I think that's what adds to the terror. You are led to believe there's this weird wild animal chasing this hiker, but as the game progresses, you also begin to notice that something's not right, and this isn't just any animal. And it isn't until the end, when it's too late, that you realize the monster everyone's been speculating about was indeed real. I think the horror and the limitations of this game is what greatly makes it scary, and what I think latched on so many people. It was a nice simple horror game that put you in a nice environment with a mysterious monster, and the lack of information and mechanics made it easy for anyone to pick up and make a video. Now, let's quickly get on to the other endings. There are 4 distinct endings to this game. I already told you about one, which was the worst ending where both you and the hiker die. The easiest ending to get is by waiting around long enough and you'll get a message from the Goat Man saying that you're gonna die out there, indicating that the Goat Man got the hiker before you can even help him. The next ending is only where you die, as if you send the hiker to Tower 2 and then turn on the floodlights to signal you're in the other tower, the Goat Man will rush to you and kill you. Now, the final and best ending is done the exact same way as the previous ending, but you don't turn on the lights, which leads to you and the hiker surviving the Goat Man's attacks. I think the fact that there's all these endings is great. It adds a lot more replayability and variety to the game, and also gives more weight to your actions. This game actually had a pretty big impact back in 2017. Many YouTubers such as Markiplier and CoreyXKenshin playing through these games. But none of these YouTubers ever came back to either revisit the game or play any of its spin-offs and sequels that would be released in following years. Which disappoints me a little bit, as I think this game deserves a lot more recognition and is honestly a great little horror game to just play and chill with. It's one of my favorites and a horror game that stuck with me for years. And if you asked me to mention like 5 horror games off the top of my head, this would be one of them. Going back to what made this game effective was how hopeless and dire everything feels. You're basically in control of how the story plays out in its entirety. Every decision you make could lead to the survival or death of you and or an innocent hiker. The lack of resources to even fend off the Goat Man and the chance of something bad happening makes things even scarier for me, as if I mess up, all I can do is just wait for the Goat Man and hope that whatever happens is over quick. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this old horror game. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about it, and if you were interested in it, let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to talk about Midnight Shift, which is a spin-off, and The Leeds Murder, which is a sequel and follows up to the story of Do You Copy? Until then, catch you all on the flip side.